Good evening, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, this week is the Otome Games Celebration Steam Festival, and as such, I have a jam-packed schedule of games to show off. For which I am starting with Love Limit, which is a free game that you can get yourself if you go and check out the links in the description box below. You can also check a link to the festival as a whole, because there's discounts and a whole bunch of games to play. Hello, Drag. Yeah, this one should be quick. The backlog's not going to extend all that much this week, honestly. I think we've only got like 2 games that'll continue past the week. So, how are you doing? Hi to broken chats. Really? Really? Why is it not? Oh, I missed the letter when I was copying it. There we go. Alright then. Let's get into it. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. The last dregs of my 3rd cup of coffee slide down my throat like cold brown sludge. I'm done, officially. We're getting the bill and going home. Please, Aaron, let's wait a little more. I'm sure he has a great reason for being late. That's what you said 2 refills ago. And I meant it as much then as I do now. He swore he'd come. Yeah, well, I don't know what ghost you set me up with, but I agreed to a date. 1 date, Lynn. I gesture at the coffee shop around us. And all I got this afternoon was ridiculously overpriced caffeine at $9.50 when I could have made some at home for free. At least they offered free refills? Considering the server glared at us like she could vaporize me whenever she came over, I paid in stress for each refill. I think she would have been less annoyed if we ordered food. My sister slouches back in her chair at the choice look I give her. We're stuck in this cafe because I humoured her. She has had so much success playing matchmaker among her friends that my time finally came around. And, as it's what she wants to do professionally, I caved after her endless poking and prodding. I know today isn't going as planned, but can we try to see the bright side of things? For starters, we got a good walk in. You mean the thing I do every morning on my way to work? And as a walker, you know, anything could have happened to your date while he was on his way here. Oh, really? Such as? Anything. A car accident, a robbery, or a family emergency. Or what if you missed the bus and had to hitchhike? There's her overactive imagination going wild again. For 2 hours? For all we know, all these incidents happened in succession. Imagine if his leg got caught in a grinder, or a car splashes new clothing with mud, or... Those 2 suggestions are very different levels of emergency, Glenn. Then he should be mature enough to let me know. These 2 hours of my life aren't coming back. Okay, I understand, but please, for me, can't we wait 30 more minutes! I worked so hard to set this up. Yeah, no, I'd rather go home. The only thing waiting for us at home is that stream you were watching. And the total solace of relaxing in my bed. Come on, that 24-hour fish stream isn't going anywhere. It's not even important. 24-hour fish stream? Hell yeah. It's super important. Somebody needs to ring the doorbell so those fish can migrate. Man, when it said 24-hour fish stream, I was like, is that the fish doorbell? It's the fish doorbell. This is why I'm concerned about you. Nobody else is spending their entire weekend on that. I mean, based on what I saw when I went on the fish doorbell one time, they got a lot of people doing that. So, you need me to explain the fish doorbell? So, there's this... I think it's a dam, and I don't remember which country it's in. But it's like on the way to a particular type of fish spawning ground. And obviously, so that the fish don't die, they need to be able to let them through. But, like, you can't keep the little door open, like, all the time. So essentially they set up a camera underwater, and you can watch, and when you see a fish, you can press the button. And then that basically sends an alert to the person who's manning the door so that they can open the door. Fish doorbell. They go out and meet people, have grand adventures, get married, have 19 kids. So, you know, there were over 100 people in the live stream before we left. Get the community to do the fish's job. I mean, the fish don't know how to ring a doorbell. Yes. That's even more concerning. Pass me your phone, please. Maybe you sent a message in the app? I slide my phone across the table towards my sister. Whoa, charge your phone! Why do you always walk around with 20% battery? It was at 50% before we left. My sister just shakes her head. 2 taps later, the Greet Up logo flashes across the screen. I left everything from my password to creating my profile in the app to Lynn. Aw, lame! There are no messages from him. Whoever my sister set me up with, it's clear they aren't coming. If anything, the hours I've waited for a total stranger are more than generous at this point. I mean, I'm guessing she didn't bring a battery pack out because she expected the guy to, you know, turn up. She probably drained the battery fiddling with her phone while waiting. While Lynn has put a ton of effort into this, I'm ready to call it quits. I'm getting coffee jitters, I'm hungry, and I have to work early tomorrow. I'd prefer to be at home, relaxing in my bedroom, than spend even another $1 here. I opted out for this because Lynn means well, but is that enough? Ooh, do we stick around or go home? I mean, honestly, if he hasn't turned up by this point and he hasn't sent a message, he's not coming. We should just go home. Lynn, I love you, and I know you wanted this to work out, but let's just go. We've wasted enough time here today. But, okay, I understand. I hate to break her heart, but whoever this date was, I doubt he's worth this long of a wait. I flag the waitress down, and my defeated sister pays the bill. She tips well, considering we took up considerable time in the service section. Hey, chin up. How about we stop and grab takeout on our way home? Are you really okay with that? I'd have to feed you anyway. This saves us some dishes. Can we order fried chicken? We sure can. And we did exactly that. Lynn and I carried our spoils home and spent the rest of the evening watching a movie and eating. It was such a marvelous time that we completely missed the alien invasion until the loud, vaporizing bangs rang out. Ending one. Hello, my name is Casper. Alright. Let's skip our way back to that choice. Alright. What happens if we stick around for 30 minutes? 30 minutes more, that's all they're getting. Following that, we're seriously leaving. Of course! Gosh, thank you so much. You're more invested in this than I am. That won't be the case for long. He's super cute. How do I tell my sister it takes vastly more than that to impress me? Or rather, how can I share that in a way she'd pass? My phone rings. I have a notification. Are those my dailies? No, it's a message from him. My sister abandons her seat and squishes in next to me. Look, it says he's sorry for being so late and that he's stuck at work. I knew he wouldn't flake on you. This is great. He said he'd be done once he completes one last task. What kind of jerk tells you that 2 hours later? Maybe he's got a horrible boss. I could seriously make a novel out of all the excuses you give other people. Unfortunately for my sister, 30 minutes comes and goes without another word from my mysterious date. I collect my bags and pay the bill wordlessly. Lynn follows behind me like a sulking dog. Her head is down, her eyes are dewy. We're really going? Yes, we are. 30 minutes is 30 minutes. But he texted. Lynn, enough. You already agreed. Okay. This still sucks, though. Look, you can set me up on another date some other time. Preferably with someone who actually shows up. I tug the cafe door open, but the world rumbles around me. At first, I fear I'm shaking profusely from all the caffeine I gulped down, but when everyone around me gasps, ducks under tables, and tucks into door frames, I think better of it. I huddle my sister beneath a table, but she seizes my arm when I don't join her. Where are you going? To check outside. Get under the table! Enough people are recording on their phones that somebody will catch something. I'll be away for 5 seconds. That's all it takes. Her fingers dig into my arm and her eyes beg me to stay. I can't leave. She's too terrified to be left alone. So I join her under the table. The sky outside turns red, and the cafe's trembling intensifies. Glassware tumbles off shelves, framed decor crashes to the ground. People cry out and cover their heads amidst the shatters and thuds. Screaming drowns out the rest. What is that? What's happening? Oh God, what are those? My sister squeezes me as if holding on to me will save her life, but I peek out from under the table. Thousands of sources descend from the crimson sky outside, each of them blaring that horrible noise I heard before the screaming started. What the hell? Are those spaceships? Oh my God! Catch that on camera! This is my chance to go viral! I can't breathe. The smooth metallic exteriors of each ship are terribly alien. Their engines blast purple flames. Sid? Are there really aliens? I don't know what else those could be. I squeeze back under the table with my sister and yank out my phone. My cricket feed explodes with chirps and chimes. The trending tags are all about aliens, spaceships, and the concerningly red sky. My timeline is an endless scroll of the descending spaceships from various angles in different countries. All the electronics in the cafe emit a horrendous screech. I drop my phone, but Lynn catches it. A live video overrides the social media app I was on. Featured in it is some man with a legion of soldiers behind him. Actually, he's on every screen in the vicinity. My sister pales. By now, you'd think I'd know the optimal way to deliver these speeches. Someone shrouded in darkness whispers to the man on the broadcast. Are we live? Well, hello, Earthians. My name is Egan, and I'm the Prince of the planet Ornthon. I expect my name will be seared into your minds shortly, since I'm taking over this planet as its supreme overlord. I suggest you surrender within the hour. If you do not, then we shall continue our subjugation with force. Egan stares off screen. I fear what drew his attention, especially as I hear jet planes and helicopters. Right on cue, as predicted. This shall be a quick lesson for those with dreams of resistance and grandeur. Gunfire erupts outside, and the crimson sky flashes with red, orange, and white. They're firing at the ships outside. What, already? I glance outside in time to see the attacking helicopters and planes sucked into a black void. They vanish in a twinkling spray of particles most RPG attacks could only hope to emulate. Man, they got those attack helicopters out fast. You're welcome to waste your resources attacking us, but we shall absorb everything fired at us. Your world isn't the first to try a counterattack, and it won't be the last. As I have a prior engagement I'm over 2 hours late for, that's the end of this broadcast. A gut-wrenching dread digs into my stomach hearing those words. My gaze slowly meets my sister's. She's paler and sweatier than when I last looked at her. Lynn, why are you so sweaty? To the one I've promised to meet, you have my sincerest apologies for the delay. As I've finished my business, I'm on my way. An image appears beside the figure on the broadcast. My face squints back at me. I seize my sister. Lynn, what is that photo of me? I'm sorry. He said he wasn't from here and I skimmed the paragraph he sent. The entire world is seeing a photo of me where I look like a bona fide cryptid caught in a sneeze, and that's all you have to say? He's the only guy on the app who said you looked cute. You gave my information to an alien. But he's a super cute out, alien! I stare down at my phone. Egan waves enthusiastically at the camera. Aaron, I can't wait to meet you. I curse in so many languages that my sister covers her ears. As the invaders descend from their spaceship into our city's centre, our governor throws himself at their feet. Wait, rather than surrender, there must be something else we could offer you. You could stop delaying me, scrimp. Move it. But we should have a chance to save ourselves, please. Egan taps his chin. Subjugating worlds is all that interests me, but my father has been on an awful bit about me settling down. So, I propose this. The champion of this world shall be the person I'm already scheduled to meet. You want to know their purpose of taking over the world? I mean, that's probably just what their race does. It's probably an empire. What? But you must pick someone who represents the people. I already chose them. There's no better representation than that. I wheeze. The youthful years drain out of me from the immense stress of Egan's announcement. All conflicts on Ornthon are decided through duels between individuals. Only through triumphant victory can matters be settled. Demands are a victor's right, so if your champion can best me in a duel, I'll reconsider ruling this planet. That's insane! You're against some young person who has barely lived their life. I've held a charge saber since the pleasant age of 2, that's no excuse. But please, reconsider. You can't place the fate of the world in one random citizen's hands. My answer is final. Besides, my date already agreed to a duel. We can simply change what's at stake. Lynn, what did you agree to? I snatch my phone from my sister and furiously backread her chat in greet-up. Egan sent an offensively long paragraph in which he speaks excitedly about the date in 30% of it. The rest is a glorified terms and services contract about a duel. Actually, he didn't agree to a date at all until we finished the duel that precedes the entire process. Did you actually read any of this? It's too long, I skimmed it. You know, nobody ever actually reads paragraphs that long. Wait, please reconsider, please! Yeah, that's... Yeah, hopefully we don't have to do this in the middle of a coffee shop. Also, I'm laughing at Lorem Ipsum designers at the back there. The broadcast cuts out. Oh, good. Everyone in the restaurant stares at me. If I sprint home right now, I think I can make it. That, or I can dig myself a hole deep enough to hide in until this passes. Gosh, can you believe this? I really can't, actually. No, I don't want to. This isn't happening. You have plenty of life experience. Why was the governor so rude? Hello, Nick. I'm doing fine. How are you? Our exceedingly late date is invading the planet at the moment. And apparently we're having a duel. I grab my sister and shake her. Is that the most important part of this situation right now? My sister's head pops back and forth. She wobbles like a wet noodle. What am I going to do, Lynn? Date him? Duel him? Can you unscramble your brains for 3 seconds, please? The dates, I mean, the fate of the universe is in my hands. I mean, it wasn't quite as much a bad end as a, you escaped the storyline end, I guess. I can barely walk down the stairs without tripping, but you expect me to challenge an alien? I lurch out from under the table, banging my head in the process. It's a bad look and certainly a terrible start. Damn it, we're making a run for it. But we already agreed to their terms. You agreed to his terms. You! There was no me in this equation. But I did all of this with your consent. I gave consent thinking you set me up with a normal... Forget it. We need to go. But you could duel him. By times we might catch the common cold, or some hackers can make a computer virus to shut off their ships or something. Okay, I don't know which movie the second one of those is referencing, but the first one is War of the Worlds. Now isn't the time for film references, I'm panicking here. I grab my sister's arm and rush for the door. It hangs open seconds before I reach it. Egan's shocking white hair, red eyes, and regal extraterrestrial garb appear before me. Aaron, I'm here for our duel. No, please no. I duck behind the nearest plant. Unfortunately, it's way too skinny. Egan's gaze burns into me. You are Aaron, yes? Who? Me? Oh, no, I don't know who that is. But you're clearly her. I scoop up some glasses I spy on a nearby table. I'm, shoot. What's a good fake name? You know what? Kalla. Enter? I'm Kalla. Erin is my cousin. She had to go home. A nasty bout of food poisoning got her. Food poisoning? You Earthians put poison in your food? No, we don't. I just meant... Seems like you've evolved beyond what Andel gave you credit for. Wait, you're misunderstanding. I'll keep that information in mind when sampling your local cuisines. Egan whips out a device and flashes the horrible photo my sister dared set as my profile picture. Are you certain the person in this image isn't you? It's a perfect match. In what universe is that me? I have my doubts, but I suppose if my date didn't show, then I'll move on. Oh, thank goodness. Seems I'm subjugating this planet ahead of schedule. Oh no, that's worse. Hold on a moment. Theoretically, if I am Aaron, what do you plan to do? Duel, of course. But what does a duel entail? As I'm at an advantage, I'll let the other party decide. It's part of custom. So it's not some duel to the death. It can be. Is that what you Earthians like? Oh wait, no snap judgments. I tug off the glasses. I am your duel partner. So you are. He's alarmingly radiant when he smiles. I'm thrilled you've embraced the challenge, duel partner. If I lose, are you seriously enslaving Earth? Enslave is an inadequate term. We aren't savages who'll doom you all. By the sounds of that, perhaps everything will work out? Instead, we'll bleed this planet of its resources and assimilate everyone who survives into Ornthonian culture. That's so much worse. But if I win, you'll spare this planet, right? If those are your terms following the end of our duel, then yes. In that moment, I recall everything I love and loathe about planet Earth. The odds are in favour of what I love, considering all my loved ones, friends, and favourite creatives live here with their friends and loved ones. Okay, I'll do it. We'll duel. My stomach is queasy with nerves at Egan's wolfish grin. Perfect. Name your game. How we do combat is your decision. I rack my mind for what an alien invader would be terrible at. And alternatively, anything I'm so eerily good at that it'll save humanity. The pressure is duly on, since everyone who was under a table earlier is filming me now. I glance at my sister and she gives me a thumbs up. Okay, how about we try a children's card game? Oh, for sure. Wait, a duel, Let's try a children's card game. The crowd surrounding us gasps, but a select few laugh or groan. I expected Egan to fall within the latter, but he smirks. Perfect choice. It is? Yes, it's been decades since I've had the pleasure. Wait. He runs his palm down his right arm from his wrist to his elbow, and a mechanical chime rings out in the cafe. An arc of light covers his forearm and a dual platform latches into place with precise clicks. Oh gosh, the alien's got a dual disc. Assemble your deck, challenger. But I have no deck on hand. I didn't expect him to know what I was talking about, let alone be so prepared. On what other planet did he practice this that I don't have the advantage? I bet it's too late to back out. Out of curiosity, is it possible to change the means we use to duel now? No, your first decision is final. Figured. Then you'll have to excuse me long enough for me to drop by my house and return. My old deck is at home under my bed. No need to dawdle. Egan whistles and two guards appear behind him. You called, Supreme Leader? Fetch her cards. I'm brimming with anticipation for our battle, and I will not have it delayed. At once, Supreme Leader. They vanish in a shower of light particles. Don't you need my address? We have that information, and I'll catalogue the details of every Earthian on this planet. There are so many privacy violations in that sentence. My brain tries to comprehend how they could have possibly accomplished that. That's when I consider the number of corporations determined to squeeze every last detail out of everyone for advertising profit ventures. It suddenly makes a ton of sense. The zappy whoosh of the guards returning brings me back to reality. Yeah, I'm very glad our sister didn't give a stranger our address. Like, Supreme Leader, we've retrieved the object. I plop my box of cards onto the table. Let me know when your preparations are complete. I realize that I am really doing this. I have no choice. I ease into the booth to swiftly rebuild my deck. Musicom gives me some privacy. My hands shake terribly by the time I'm finished. Most of the rules are a jumbled mess in my head because of nerves. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. He joins me at the table, settling in comfortably across from me. Then let us begin. Egan draws a third of his deck on his first turn. I can barely keep up with the long string of combos he strings together through a dozen cards. By the time it gets to my turn, his side of the table is packed with cards that would be the envy of competitive players. How did he even get these in outer space? I look at the opening hand I've drawn. I've never built any deck with tournament play in mind. I've always built silly themed decks full of rarely used shenanigans. But that might help you. Because if you play things he doesn't expect, he might get thrown off. And somehow, today of all days, that's what saved me. I've lost? Egan scans the board state, but there's no mistake. I beat him. I actually won? She won! We're saved! Everyone in the cafe cheers and crowds around me to celebrate my victory. Egan's fist slams down on the table. Everything falls silent. This can't be! My decks are tournament ready! We must play again. Still a loser, are we? But I beat you! Best 2 out of 3. 30 minutes later, when I've defeated him a second time, Egan slumps over in the booth. Crowd cheers again. Would you like to go best 3 out of 5? I shouldn't tempt fate by asking, but I'm actually having fun playing this old card game again. No. Once is a fluke, twice is the truth. Is that some Ornthonian saying? He drifts a palm over his arm and his dual platform disappears. As you are the victor of our match, you may name your terms. I'm so shocked by the fact I beat him that nothing feels real for a moment. I can demand anything of Egan at this moment, and he must honour it. What are your victor's demands? Will you really give me anything I ask for? Yes, so long as it's within my power. There's a certain inflection to his tone that gives me pause. Earlier, his gaze held a touch of amusement and dwindling interest. But now, he's gazing at me the way I probably look at animals I want to pet. Ooh. Safety for just my loved ones or for planet Earth. Alright, I'm gonna make a save. And I'm gonna do that every time we get to a choice, given that this game has so many endings. My loved ones or planet Earth. I mean, we might as well go for the big guns, right? Then I'd appreciate it if you didn't subjugate our planet. Okay, yeah, fine, I didn't save the past two choices. But they were relatively close to the beginning. Especially the first one. Also, what other choice am I going to pick other than a children's card game anyway? Egan huffs. You picked the most boring thing you could have asked for, but sure, done. Thank you. I've given this planet amnesty. Move the ships. As you command, Supreme Leader. His alien comrade appears and vanishes so fast I have whiplash. I thought Egan was talking to himself. Egan snaps his fingers and the red world outside regains its proper colours. Well, I'm happy he kept his word, but it must be stressful having everyone act on everything you say the second you say it. Is your heart made of antimatter? Why would you rescue your planet? Because it's the right thing to do, and I like it here well enough. His gaze is incredibly peculiar because of its immense intensity. If that's all, I'd like to head home before the stress of all this actually hits me. I like to crash in private. Egan rises from the table when I do. Wait! Did you need something else? Yes, you! Huh. What? I haven't had such a thrilling match in eons. You're welcome. Goodbye now. He kneels before me with a fist across his chest. My thoughts spin so fast it makes me dizzy. Why is he kneeling? What's the fastest way out of this conversation? Marry me! A shock of gasps flood the cafe. My sister squeals like she saw her favourite boy band celebrity. That choice is definitely a save as well. You want me to agree to marry the alien invader? Yeah, why not? Let's go. He's cute enough. Sure? I blink and I'm in a wedding dress surrounded by friends and my teary-eyed sister fanning her face so her makeup doesn't melt off from sobbing. I set them up, you know. I knew they'd be perfect for each other. Pale pink flower petals fall from the sky like rain. Rice follows afterwards. I disappear arm in arm with Egan up to a spaceship with "Just Hitched" painted on the ramp that closes behind us. Years spin by. I'm featured in books, in interviews, and sponsorships coat me like salt does the sea. But what continues to dazzle me is the vast cosmos. Ending number 4. Extraterrestrial Bliss Side B. 48 planets and 13 kids later, you're still thrilled you said yes. Alright. Back in again. Politely decline. And this alien is crazy. Sorry, but no. That's unfortunate. He bows his head, then raises it after a moment. I've never been so utterly smitten with another being in my entire existence. Please reconsider marrying me. The resources of millions of planets would be at your disposal. You can't be serious. I'm completely serious. Wait, did he say millions of planets? What kind of stuff would aliens accumulate? Hold on, I'm getting sucked in by greed, that's enough. Look, it's a no. We don't know each other. I will remedy that during all the years we spend together. Please, stand up. I will marry you. I don't want a husband. Then I'll be your wife. He looks fetching in that dress. I accept. That wasn't the issue? Egan reaches inside his clothing and tugs out the fanciest space rock I've ever laid eyes upon. It hums and glows with ethereal blue light. It's so gorgeous, in fact, I have to suppress my baser instincts to snatch up his shiny as if it was some boss I defeated in an RPG. I'm no better than a crow. I already said no. Goodbye. I seize my sister and sprint home so fast I'd probably set a new world record. The wind in my ears drowns out Egan's protests. Our front door slams closed. I twist both locks into place and struggle to catch my breath. My heart pounds so fast I feel like I'm choking. This is right up there in the top 5 worst days of my life, Lynn. My sister leans against our front door, laughing. What do you mean? That was amazing! I would have accepted his proposal if I were you. Do you know how much publicity you'd get? You're more than welcome to go back for him. Absolutely not! He adores you, Queen of Games! Quit it! Gosh, think about how popular the matchmaking business would have been if you'd accepted! We could afford a house! We'd be better off than someone who won the lottery! I clutch my head at the psychic damage her words deal me. No! We're forgetting today ever happened. You literally just saved the planet, but you expect that to happen? From now on, I don't exist. I'm going to lay so low people will walk over me without realizing I'm a person. My sister cackles with sheer delight and eases away from the front door. She rubs my back comfortingly. Okay, I'm done teasing you, but seriously, what you just accomplished is phenomenal. You saved the planet from invasion. You know, I also love how we think we're out of this because we went home, when we know that he knows our address. I guess that is pretty cool, huh? It's beyond that, you're amazing! It'll be even more amazing to put all this behind me. You bet it will. And what better way to do that than having takeout before going to bed? Of course. If there's anything my sister never forgets, it's food and romance. Sure, pass me my phone. I head to bed with my stomach full and relax into a dreamless sleep. I don't know where those aliens will go, but I'll take solace in the fact everything will be back to normal tomorrow. Nope. Two hunks of metal close over my arms the following morning with a firm clank. I glance up at the two alarmingly beautiful, fragile-looking men who cuffed me before I could have a sip of coffee in my living room. I love how we seem to have kept the fake name, but incidentally. Keller Reeves, you're being detained. Do not resist. The peaceful sleep I had last night drifts away in the wind. Lynn's as still as a statue nearby, with half a bagel in her mouth. Yeah, it's not the government that arrested us. I'm sorry, why? Did you think your life would go back to normal after what you did? Lynn, what's going on? I don't know either. They're both cute, so I opened the door. Every day I worry more that my sister will be kidnapped by someone who tricks her into joining the black market solely because they're beautiful. Is that seriously the only reason you opened our door? When she looks away guiltily, I give up. She and I may live on the same planet, but clearly we don't exist in the same universe. We haven't since childhood. I'm sorry, but again, why am I being arrested? Better yet, do you have a warrant? Handsome alien B twirls his glimmering locks and produces a document. Do you think we're brutes? Of course we have a warrant. You violated Section B of Orthonian law, which mandates you must honour all agreed upon terms of a duel. But I duelled Egan and won. Our business was over. It wasn't. Are you kidding? What did I miss? Why, your date, of course. Ah, yes. I am about to tear my hair out. You agreed here in Greetup that following an amicable duel, you'd partake in a casual date. As that portion of the agreement was left unfulfilled yesterday, you're being detained. You can't be serious. We're completely serious. And how could you be so cruel, Erthian? Our prince remained in the cafe until closing for the likes of you. He's the laughingstock of your planet now. There are clips of him all over your infernal apps, WooTube and Wickwalk, of him abandoned in that cafe. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what he gets for a public proposal. Alien B whips out a device that looks eerily like a tablet. There are thousands of trending videos of Egan alone at the table I ditched him at. Countless compilations have a desaturated Egan with rain effects and sad violin playing in the background. Others have edited various sparkles, flowers, or animal ears onto him and are worshipping him as their new internet baby girl. You must be kidding. Hey, maybe the terms we agreed to were that the date would be immediately afterwards. I don't know. I saved the world, and they turned the alien overlord who absolutely would have subjugated Earth into a meme. I'd laugh if it wouldn't worsen my situation. Instead, I adjust my glasses. Wait, I don't wear glasses. Are these the ones I snatched yesterday? I take the glasses off and silently apologise to the stranger I snagged them from as I tuck them into my breast pocket. Well, they're clearly not glasses that person needs to actually see, otherwise we'd notice. Look, they're calling him Rizless. We know what that means, we looked it up. He waited 4 whole hours for you to return, and now his reputation is tarnished. Is that the real reason I'm being arrested? No, you're being arrested as per the warrant terms. This is but an extra transgression of yours. Okay, so I just have to date Egan to make amends, right? Where's our new date location? Prison? It was a joke, but the Ornithonians look at me like I'm some kind of deranged savage. It's with great reluctance that we escort you back to the mothership. You do well to keep your mouth shut until then. Well, that should be easy enough. Since you're really going? I doubt I have another choice. You could resist, but then we'd have to seal you in the transport cube. As I'm sure you've never condensed to 1/9 of your size before, I suggest you come willingly. Yeah, I definitely don't want whatever that is. Okay, lead me to Megan. Let's get this over with. The inside of the mothership is concerningly clean and sterile, and everything around me glows and hums. Handsome alien A and B stand guard beside me, showing no signs of leaving. I guess they don't trust me not to bolt again, which, as ill-advised as it would be, is absolutely something I'd do. I'm terrified out of my mind, but I'm quite immaculate at masking it, all things considered. I have all those years in customer service to thank for that. A space door slides open and an alien wearing similar clothes to Egan comes through. There you are, contract violator. He dismisses the aliens that escorted me with a wave of his palm. I trust they filled you in on why you're here. Yes, sir. Good, then I'll skip the formalities. You have violated Ornithonian dual law, but we're offering you a chance at reparations. And I get it. Where's Egan? I'll apologize and then take him out on our date. Though, to be fair, he was insanely late first. I'll stop you right there, since you clearly misunderstood the gravity of what you've done. Our prince fulfilled all his contractual obligations to you, every last one. One date is not enough to remedy that. Do I have to pay money or something? You think your measly Earthian currency would suffice for the transgressions you've committed? He glares at me like I insulted his mother. Wait, does he have a mother? How do alien families work? A single paltry handful of hours is but a scrap of paper in a blazing bonfire compared to what you owe now. This humiliation will not stand. You must increase the amends by 3 times that of the original investment. So, 3 dates. Why does it feel like Egan had no say in what's going on? Yeah, it's possible. So, 3 dates instead of 1. Correct. What the? Why did he have such a grandiose build-up for something he could have answered in 1 sentence? The alien unfolds a scroll. The term violator shall henceforth shall validate these terms with the infringed upon party. If you select any Ornithonians other than the harmed party, you will render the aforementioned dual terms void, and recompense will be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Pardon, could you repeat that? The term violator henceforth shall validate these... No, just the last part. Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. But I saved the world yesterday! So you did. Until you left that cafe. Ah, that's how they get you with the bloody fine print. Failure to honour all 3 dates within 1 Earthian week will render the aforementioned dual terms void, and recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. 1 week, 3 dates, okay. Failure to reconcile faithfully with the appropriate attitude during each date will render the aforementioned dual terms void. Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Any attempt to terminate this contract will render the aforementioned dual terms void, and recompense will be the entirety of your Earthian planet. The scoring of your efforts will be observed each evening by 2 other Chief Ornithonians. I can already see it. The internet might be dunking on Egan now, but they'll be ripping me apart later. My total failure to save the world will extinguish any chance I had at descendants. And that's if the aliens don't take me out first. If you understand, then sign here, here, and here. I sign the document. 3 dates is a cheap price to pay to save the universe. The alien rolls the document back up with a jerk of his wrist. I'm pleased that you understand your situation, but displeased you asked so few questions. I have few other choices. And my heart may give out if I have to hear that Earth is the price for my failure. Again. I'm not sure if we read them properly ourselves or just trusted that he told us everything. Not true. You could forsake the entirety of your Earthian planet. And at this point, I'm convinced this guy enjoys saying that. Where's Egan? Preoccupied. He will seek you out once he is informed. And who are the chief Ornithonians that'll be observing us? Nabo and myself. I suggest you carefully consider how you'll offer your reparations starting now. And your name is? Andel. Ah! The one who created a database of everyone's data. What if he doesn't give us enough chances to take him out? I mean, given how obsessed he seemed, that's probably not a problem. And what does the scoring entail? The harmed party will and must score each of the days they spend with you out of 100. Why do these dates sound like a glorified job interview? You may only leave this ship once you've hit the green button affirming you once again agree to the terms I've laid out to you and that you understand them. The alien gestures behind me and a switch with 2 buttons rises out of the floor. One is red and the other is green. Once you've hit the green button, I'll remove your imprisonments. I suppose he's talking about my handcuffs. It's seriously heavy. I'd rather have them removed sooner as opposed to later. So I approach the podium with the buttons. I can't imagine Egan will score me well, considering the bad blood between us after yesterday. However, there's nothing I can do about that now. I cast a longing glance at the red button. However, I'd rather not doom the world, and I understand everything Andel said. Ooh, but we could do it! I bet that's an ending. Red button! Unfortunately for Andel, I was born a curious gremlin. I want to know what he'll say now I've pressed the red button. As you don't understand, I'll explain everything again from the beginning. You have violated Ornithonian duel law, which mandates all parties involved in a duel must fulfill all terms previously agreed to. Oh, I did this to tease him, but he's actually explaining it again. In Greetup, Lynn, who serves as your proxy and your guarantor, agreed to a duel of which you decide the terms of and our urchin prince had to fulfill. Following that duel, you two were supposed to have an amicable date at the coffee shop, one more sip. The moment you showed up at that date location in the specified time, you agreed to the terms, whether you were informed of them or not. Ignorance is not an excuse to an enfant. We take our promises seriously and our duels even more so. The punishment for the party who fails to uphold their terms is typically altering their matter into something beneficial to Ornthon. Yikes. However, you were spared that fate by His Highness. Instead, you must make amends in the form of 3 dates, all of which will be honoured with a jovial attitude before an entire Earthian week passes. If you fail to do that in any capacity and bring further harm to what paltry dignity our prince has left, we'll seize Earth as compensation. If you understand now, kindly hit the green button. It's so tempting to hit the red button again. It's so tempting. Nope. I strike the red button again. For about 3 minutes, Andel stands across from me. Back straight, glasses glinting atop his head. Just checking, but... You don't understand what I've now explained to you twice, and that's why you hit that button again, yes? It was so hard to do that line without laughing. That's correct. It's a bold-faced lie. If you require information to be explained in a specific manner, I can do so. So please inform me. Please do inform me. Once more verbally should suffice. I see. Then, ahem, once again. You didn't fulfill your part of the agreed-upon duel terms with our prince, so you will date our prince 3 times before your Earthian week is over as compensation. We will seize Earth if our prince isn't given that compensation. I trust you understand now. Hit the green button. Oh, I feel like such a troll. Red. I tap the red button again. The longer Andel stares at me, wondering if I'm serious, the funnier this gets. I've already committed. I must know how many more times I can do this. Andel takes a deep breath. Since you're I missed what that first line was. We have a log right there. We go. Zelguth, you've given your worst trials to your most exhausted combatant. There we go. Since you are a simpleton, I will explain in the plainest terms possible once more. If you do not date Egan, it's goodbye to your planet, understand? And if you hit that button again, I'll speed up that process. He snaps his papers upwards. Now, the green button, if you would. This time I ought to do it. But what if I'm red-green colorblind? I can't not. I can't not. But the rebel in me hovers a palm over the red button. I bite my lip to keep a straight face at the incredulous look Andel gives me. Then I swing my palm down. Ending 5, you really pushed his buttons. Andal vaporized you, but it was worth it to hit that awesome button. Like, come on, it's red. Okay, green. I finally press the green button. However, doing so does nothing to make Andal look less disgusted. The air around my wrists heats up, then my handcuffs clunk to the floor. Return home. If we cannot locate you within the hour, you will render the aforementioned dual terms void. Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Thanks, Andal. I'll do that. The spaceship doors open and a wide ramp allows me to walk down into the city centre. However, unlike my convoy to the mothership, there's a mob of people below. Oh, and contract violator? Yes. Best of luck to you, as you Earthians are fond of saying. You'll need it this time. The ramp transforms beneath my feet when the door closes. I slide down to the asphalt, scuffing my jeans on the pavement in the process. Ouch! Hey! Jerk! But Andal's already out of earshot. The massive crowd is full of people taking photos, dining and chatting. There are news vans and protesters alike. It's a haunting amount of people. There she is, she finally came out. Every last person in the mob focuses on me. Miss, please tell us how it was inside the mothership. And I'm sorry, I don't have time to chat, I need to head home. We only need a second. Did you get probed? People crowd me and push in so close I can hardly breathe without getting a mouthful of microphone foam, or an eyeful of flash glare. How long have you been in contact with these aliens? I don't want to talk to you people, let me pass. Does this invasion have any connection to Area 51? When are you leaving Earth? How many inhabitable space colonies are in our solar system, did they tell you? Please, let me through. Just one question. I don't want to answer any questions and I have something time-sensitive to do. Please move. For the sake of humankind, you ought to answer, young lady. I'm blinded by the amount of photos people take of me. Who even uses flash photography in this day and age? Hey, stop! But the cameras keep flashing. Nausea shoots through me as though I just played a game with terrible first-person camera physics. Never in my life have I wished Lynn was with me as much as I do now. That's enough! Egan drapes fabric over me, cutting me off from the crowd. He rests a hand on my back and guides me forward. I hold onto his arm to steady myself. A line of his soldiers have parted the crowd. Though an eerie hush has fallen over them, there's finally enough room for me to walk and breathe. Supreme Leader, your route is clear. Thank you, but I'm not the primary concern. Kalla, are you okay? No, I feel sick and I can barely see thanks to all the flash photography. My grip on his arm tightens. I just want to go home. Let me assist. About 20 minutes later, we ease through my front door. He sets me down gently in the living room. Hey, water, now! Yes, Supreme Leader! There's a tall glass of water between my palms a moment later. I drink some. It soothes my strained throat. I'm so happy to be home. But a whole news van convoy is outside, filled with people intent on invading my privacy. Lynn was right. This publicity won't go away in a day. And do you feel better? Marginally. I shall accept that as an improvement, no matter how slight. Why did you leave the mothership alone? Are you kidding? Andel dumped me outside like I was garbage. She told me to hurry home so I could meet you. You have my sincerest apologies. That will not happen again. But me getting mobbed by that crowd will. I open my mouth again, but hold my tongue after seeing Egan's troubled expression. I'm allowed to be angry, but what's the point in yelling at him specifically? According to his customs, he didn't do anything wrong following my win yesterday. And the excitement he had about meeting me was genuine. The fact that he's an alien from another planet can't be helped. I realised then how quiet it is and that Egan's waiting patiently for me to finish. I have nothing else to say, so don't look at me like that. You seemed like you had many grievances to divulge. I did, but forget it. Then, as I may only assume, correct me if I'm wrong, I apologise again, Kalla. I understood Earthians were a curious bunch, but I didn't expect them to be so rude. In the interest of disrupting your life the least while fulfilling our contract, I'll do something about this. How? Not even celebrities can manage that, thanks to the gossip magazines and overzealous fans. I have given my word. Please trust it. He has such unwavering promise in his eyes that I nod my head before I've thought any more about it. Besides, it will be difficult to court you if we can't have any time alone together. I will return at the promised time. I glance at the clock. There's still another half an hour before I'm supposed to officially meet Egan. What exactly does he plan to do in that time? What exactly do you plan to... But he's gone. Hair remains where he once stood. It won't be easy to solve the issue with the press. Egan won't be late, right? Though I suppose if he is this time around, it'd be a shortcut to me saving the universe. Guess I should shower. After all, I only had enough time to brush my teeth and make coffee before I was dragged out of the house. That very cup is still sitting on the coffee table. Cold coffee. "26 minutes later, I feel more presentable and cute. It'll have to do. Egan will be here in a few minutes. Concerningly, I haven't seen Lynn since I returned. Lynn, you home? Oh, I send her a text when there's no reply. The front door opens. I gasp, seeing my sister. She's red-faced and teary. Lynn, what happened to you? What should I do? I may have to give them back. Look, but before that, close the door. The news vans are gone. All of them. The block is completely cleared. Wow, he really got rid of them all? Yes, he did. Isn't it horrible? Huh? My sister flails her arms. I worked so hard to corral everybody who's anyone outside our door, but Egan ruined everything. Wait, you called all those privacy violators? Of course. How am I supposed to monetize this if nobody can see you? Damn it, Lynn. Have you a clue how hard it was to get home? They practically trampled me. I'd love to get trampled. Anyone who's anybody gets trampled. Hey, do you hear yourself? Do you? My stream ended abruptly. I think Egan jammed the network. I can't get back all the Uber chats I got, and I promised my viewers an exclusive. My sister seizes my shoulders and starts patting down my clothes. What? Stop! What are you doing? Finding a spot for the body cam? Lynn, I think you're actually crazy. What's crazy is letting this opportunity slip after how hard I worked. Can I live a day in this house without you hustling everyone you meet for $1? Have some integrity. Integrity keeps you poor. Put on the cam. She practically tears my clothes open, but I nearly tear her hair out. Oh! Ouch! Ow! Cooperate, damn it! What kind of sister are you? Not one you can walk all over, that's for sure. The doorbell rings. Lynn and I freeze in the midst of our fight. I put 2 fingers up her nose to fend her off, and she's got a death grip on my wrist and ear. A familiar humming gently reverberates through our home from outside. Kalla! My sister pats me down, steps back, and is the picture of excellence as she skips over to the entryway. She tugs the door open. Brother-in-law, come in. Oh, you shameless sister-in-law, it's good to see you. Egan's equally as shameless. He said that without missing a single beat. He eases the door closed behind him and offers my sister a luxuriously wrapped package as big as her head. I heard it's Earthian custom to bring a gift for one's host. Oh my gosh, you didn't have to, but thank you. While she's tearing open the package with noises so shamefully gleeful, I worry our mother is preparing a slipper to throw from across the country. Egan crosses to me. I'm punctual this time. Yes, you are. Great job. Shall we head out? He gives me a once-over. You look beautifully combat ready. Oh, thanks? You too? Those pants are a brilliant choice. You like them? Exceedingly. You'll have enviable mobility. Mobility for what? My sister's excited screech distracts me. Egan's men fill our entire foyer with presents, clothing, and baskets of goods. And more keep coming. I need floor space to live here? Shh! My sister gives me a glare that all the demons in hell would tremble seeing. Brother-in-law, are all those for us too? They are. It's the least I can do considering you're hosting us. Wait, what? Who's hosting who? The mothership was parked at your city's centre until they gave me this. Egan places a yellow ticket on my palm. It's from the Osa Police Department. Pretty ballsy of the police to ticket an alien prince. Your mothership was blocking a flight path and they threatened to fine you if you didn't move? Yes, so I've relocated to the airspace above your home at present. I suppose that's why he's laying it on so thick with the gifts. Considering he helped me out earlier, I'll let his spaceship be. Oh, you can move right in alongside the gifts. What she means is you're free to park your ship where it is. Thank you. Shall we commence with our date? Yes, let's go. Yeah, hopefully we're not under a flight path. I stride towards the door and Egan follows. I have to climb over the mound of gifts to make it outside the front door. Anytime I struggle with a particularly precarious bit, Egan offers me a hand and helps me. Ah, he's a gentleman. Should we assist Lynn with getting all this inside before we go? And deny her the chance to roleplay a dragon with an impressive horde? I think not. I never heard those words in that order. What do you mean? You know, dragons and hordes of gold? I think that's the wrong horde, isn't it? Egan shakes his head. Interesting, but dating him should be my primary focus. Egan and I make it downtown undisturbed. Most people give us a curious passing glance, but that's it. I don't know what he did or how, but I'm thankful. Maybe now I can enjoy the day. There's no rule stating I must be miserable while trying to save the world. Considering it's our first day, a classic date would be best. My plan is to start simple and gradually work my way up, adding interest and fun to our dates as we go. Today, I've planned a simple picnic in the park with him. Here's the plan. We're going to buy ingredients from the supermarket, create the food for our picnic, and then enjoy it together in the park. What's a picnic? It's a type of outing where you pack food you make to eat outdoors. Implying that most of your earthian meals are eaten indoors. Is a meal outside such a special rarity? I guess it is. I never thought about it deeply before. If it's such a rarity, what are they doing? Egan points at a passerby devouring a taco while he chats into an earpiece. Ah, that's street food. There's a difference. And I think the difference is like the amount of time you take over the eating. And the surroundings, probably. Is that not a picnic? No, that's someone walking and eating. He's probably working. He points at a young woman on a bench finishing a crepe. Then that's a picnic. Nope, she bought that at the stall next to her. He points to a third person absolutely demolishing a bento box with rolls, onigiri and some type of salad. What about that picnic? Egan, us having the picnic would tell you more about it than trying to decipher what it is from various strangers. How confounding. I'll patiently await answers on this picnic. I laugh a little, despite my situation. Now that I'm meaningfully spending time with him, this is kinda nice. Looks like he isn't holding a grudge about yesterday either. Come, we'll buy ingredients first. Think about what you'd like to eat while we shop. I grab a cart and pilot it around the supermarket, scooping up ingredients as I go. What a peculiar instrument. Egan stares pointedly at our shopping cart. A container used to hold other containers of varying shapes and viscosities. Why are there holes in it? I think it's for cleaning. I've never considered that before either. Then consider it now. If its purpose is to hold things, why not make it a solid? Ah, no, wait. It's because they generally stored outside, Egan. And if you made it solid, then when it rained, it would just become a pond. Yeah, also lighter weight. Probably because it's cheaper? And also so you can see what's inside? Can one not simply stare into the cart? Not every human is tall enough for that? Egan gasps. Where are these fabled little Earthians? I must take one back to warn them. Unless you want a very startling title from the police, I don't think you can. And what moniker is that? Egan, we're here to shop, remember? Here. I tear my grocery list in half. If you would kindly fetch the rest of... A duel at last! I prepared myself for this moment. Wait! He slaps the list I gave him against the alien wristwatch instrument on his arm. A shower of particles shoots out from the screen and all the ingredients I had left to buy cycle through as holograms. You're finally challenging me! I'll fetch everything on this list. Count on me to complete this quest before you. Hey, hold on, I wasn't... He races away into the store without hearing another word. Frankly, I don't trust him to return with everything we need. Hell, I didn't get to ask him what he wanted to eat at our picnic. I'd hoped to bring that up naturally while shopping. Yeah, he's rather skipped some of what the date technically is there. I feel like the walking around the supermarket picking what you're taking to the picnic is probably part of it. In the end, I pick up all the ingredients I need without seeing Egan again a single time. Which is why it's especially surprising when I finally spot him waiting by the entranceway, bags in hand. Kalla, I've bested you! Have you? This wasn't a competition. Of course it was. It wasn't. We're dating each other today, remember? Yes, hence why we're dueling. All courtship on Ormthon is like this. How exhausting. A receipt materializes on his wristwatch and 3D prints in real time. When it's finished, he passes the paper to me. Behold my prowess of Earthian culture! He actually found all the ingredients I asked for. And it seems he was done 7 minutes after we separated. He spent a whopping $89.78. Which is a ridiculous amount to spend on a picnic, dude! It's a staggering price, considering I told him to fetch diced chicken, celery, red onion, butterhead lettuce, and bread. Diced chicken, celery... That shouldn't come in at, like, more than 15 quid, right? Even if you get the fanciest versions. Actually, if you get the fanciest chicken, it might... maybe 25. Depending on... well, it depends on how much you get as well. The point is, it shouldn't come to $90. Because, like, celery, onion, lettuce, that's not going to be very much. Bread, like, £2 at most. So you could probably go fancier. £3 absolute most. Oh, I picked all of this up too. Look. I pass him my receipt. Impossible! How come your bill is only $34.82? We collected the same items. I shop here all the time and use their coupons. Nobody can pay those inflated prices without them. They blew up my prices and that's how I lost? Oh, that's not at all. You know what, sure, it was the corporations. Blast! I've been bested once again. Okay, so this supermarket is just ridiculously expensive. Got it. I think it also helps that the butcher here likes me. He always sets aside the best discounted meat for me. Yeah. I cannot defy him, as I too would have given you a deal on my meat. Aren't coupons an unfair advantage? Nah. Club card prices aren't an unfair advantage. Club card prices, nectar prices, whatever Morrison's calls theirs. Co-op. All of the supermarkets here all have, like, discount things. Little plus. None of those are cheating. Anyone can get those. Don't laugh, Kalla. Whatever you do, don't laugh. He's very serious about that in a completely innocent way. If you're done, shall we head back to my house? Yes, I'll race you and this time I'll win. Again, it's not a competition, we can go together. Ah! He hefts his bags high and sprints out the door. We walked here together, but I suppose I'll be alone on my way back. I didn't intend to battle him, but if he's going to jump at every opportunity, I may as well humour him. I make it home and set my bags down in the foyer to rest my arms. Egan's nowhere to be seen. Did he get lost? His spaceship is parked above our house, so I doubt he's lost. Yeah, right? You should be able to see the spaceship. But then, where is he? Actually, I don't see him or any of the presents he gave us. Did Lynn pack up everything already? After setting the bags on the coffee table, I hunt for Egan and my sister. I open the front door and step out onto the street. I hear laboured panting up the block to my right. Egan's carrying his groceries, but he's sweating profusely. Oh, he did get lost. Based on the gestures of the guards surrounding him, they're begging him to relinquish the bags, but he keeps refusing. Oh, maybe he didn't get lost. Maybe he doesn't have very good muscles. Maybe carrying the groceries all this way was too much. He stiffens when he sees me. You won again? He bounds over. How? I took our exact route back and didn't see you pass me. I point to the bus, dropping people off across the street. Oh, he walked, we took the bus. Yep. Transit is how. Vehicles were allowed. I ran for as long as I could. Egan's arms go limp. Supreme Leader, I tried to tell you. Enough. I wish to head inside. This planet's sweltering sun and heat, mixed with the persistent weight of this sustenance, is unbearable. He slinks inside and places his grocery bags near my sofa. He flops onto the couch and sinks back into it. As he's still breathing hard, I pass him some water. Thank you. Egan's guard materializes beside me, sprinkles a powder into Egan's water, and then vanishes. After a stir, Egan sips at it. I wonder what that powder was. And when you're ready, we'll start on the food for our picnic in the kitchen. Egan nods and sits up. He's barely caught his breath, so I squeeze his shoulder and encourage him to rest longer. There were so many ways we could have won that duel yesterday. Could have just challenged him to a race. You don't have to come now. Wait until you feel better. That time is now. Egan, you can hardly breathe. That's no excuse. I shall prepare for the next thing. Here's the briefest glimpse into this grueling Orthonian schedule. No, relax. We have plenty of time before the picnic. You can stay here for a bit. I am ready! I can't get through to him. His competitiveness is too deeply ingrained. So I sit beside him on the couch. Our next competition takes place here, that's why I told you to stay. Yes! It's time for our next grand duel! He perks up. Yes, and the rules are this. We must relax here for 5 minutes. Whoever relaxes more wins. How will we decide the winner? I hadn't thought that far ahead, but of course he'd ask that. By, resting heart rate? Now this feels like cheating, given his is currently way higher than ours. That will suffice. Then let's relax. I settle into the sofa and Egan does the same. I check my watch. It's been a while since I sat down intent on doing nothing. It's harder than I remember, especially as I'm currently focused on picnic prep. I've learned to make chicken salad sandwiches and egg salad sandwiches. Then I'll chop up some watermelon slices for a light snack. We have ingredients in the cupboards for simple chocolate mousse cups too. I think that would be fun to make with Egan. Speaking of, I glance beside me and burst into giggles when I see Egan. What on earth are you doing? Relaxing the Earthian way. He is decked out with an eye mask and swathed in a cozy blanket, despite the sweltering sun outside. He's got a mug of tea in one hand and a book he can't possibly be reading without sight in the other hand. If that's what works for you, I won't disturb you. You're peculiar. Do you mean that as a compliment? Yes. I only find utterly ordinary things disturbing. What would an alien classify as ordinary? If I think about it too much, I'll fail at relaxing, so I close my eyes instead. 3 neat beeps eventually go off once 5 minutes have passed. Time's up. Egan sheds the blanket and lifts his eye mask. 2 cucumbers flop onto his thighs. I believe you won this one. Congratulations. The guards who've been following Egan around materialize. Pardon the interruption, but based on the terms of the duel, you are the winner, Kalla. What the? How did I win at relaxing? Each of them taps their wrist and digitized information flashes across the screen. Your resting heart rate was 62 compared to our Supreme Leader's rate of 142. The aliens probably have a different resting heart rate, huh? One screen has a steady heartbeat, while the other is racing so fast you could stuff it in a sports car and speed off. Why is your heart beating so fast? Are you okay? Egan hides behind one of his palms. Oh, he's nervous. I was nervous sitting here next to you. I like you too much. That's... I stifle my laughter, but not very well. He gives me a half-hearted glare when I really break out into a fit. You're adorable, Egan. Adorable? I can take that as a positive emotional response, correct? Yes, you can. Come with me. I grasp Egan's hand and tug him up from the sofa. In the kitchen, Egan stands beside me. We have all our ingredients on the counter. Our next duel is making food for our picnic. I see we've completely leaned into, this is how you deal with this guy. We're making egg sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches, cutting watermelon, making chocolate mousse for dessert. The goal is to make the food as aesthetically pleasing as possible within the time limit. I want to be out of here in an hour. The timer starts as soon as we settle on who's making what. I glance up at the crowd of aliens on the other side of my counter. As any good sibling would, I lump my sister in with them. They clap for Egan and I as if we're professional chefs streaming recipes. Sounds quite educational. Supreme Leader, we're rooting for you. Ooh, go sis! This is a much-needed break from editing my whole video. I see. I see, Lynn. Well, now I know what Lynn was doing. She must have had her headphones on upstairs when I called her. Thanks, but you don't need to cheer. We're doing simple cooking. My bets are on my sister winning this. She's a stellar cook. I know. She's fed me for years. That may be so, but our Supreme Leader has an impeccable palate. Yeah, I bet you Earthians have never had Cosmoroni. I haven't. We should fix that. Lynn sticks her hand out to the aliens. Two of them hurriedly slap their wristwatches and hunt for what I presume is the recipe. For my sanity, I pretend I no longer know her. Egan, I think it's only fair if we each make one dessert and one sandwich. When you say sandwich, you're talking about that food that uses two pieces of bread with a filling between them, yes? I am. I'll let you go first. Choose what you want to make. Interestingly enough, Egan chooses to make... Oh, I get to pick. Okay, we're making a save, we're making a save. I don't think we're finishing this today. We're only on the first stage of 3. I need water. I will be right back. him back. What should I get Egan to do? One of these is easier than the other one. I did save this, right? Yeah. Let's give him the one that I think is more complicated. The egg salad sandwiches and chocolate mousse for our picnic. As I'm uncertain how familiar he is with cooking, I watch him. When he's boiled the eggs to perfection, I decide he'll be okay and focus on my dishes. The chicken from the market is cooked and diced, so I dump it into the awaiting bowl with the rest of the spices the sandwich needs. I dice celery and onions and chop them in. No, and toss them in. Following a generous dollop of mayo, I mix the filling, then set about loading the sandwiches. I seal them in cling wrap, then set them to chill in the fridge before cutting. With that finished, I slice up the watermelon and seal each slice in a plastic container. When we were young, Lynn loved that I jammed popsicle sticks into the bottom of each slice, so they were easier to hold. Ice cream and popsicles were a rare treat for us back when we lived with our parents. Enough time has passed. I unwrap the sandwiches, slice off the crusts, and slice them horizontally so they maintain their shape in the glass container. I pull out my dessert and display it beside the sandwiches. I'm no professional chef, but it's a beautiful spread. And I finished everything with 15 minutes left to spare. The scent of fresh bread stops me. The kitchen is also several degrees hotter, which makes sense since I hear the oven door shutting beside me. The aliens clap and there's a familiar plonk of a baking sheet. Amazing work, Supreme Leader! Your sandwiches are of unparalleled beauty. I'm confused about what those are, but the spirit's there. Egan's sandwiches lay on the baking sheet I usually make cookies on. Said sandwiches are actually puff pastries. He cuts one in two and the steaming filling pours out. They're stunning, and I'm impressed by the beautifully golden brown exterior, but a puff pastry isn't a sandwich. My sister lunges up with her phone and snaps photos of my food and Egan's. I finished but a few seconds after you this time, Kalla. I point at Egan's tray. What are those? Sandwiches. Those are puff pastries with a filling. A sandwich needs bread. There is bread. I used the entire sliced loaf to make the required dough. How? What? That shouldn't be possible. Yeah, besides, we call a slab of ice cream between two cookies a sandwich. There's no bread involved there at all. Lynn, be quiet if you aren't helping me. She draws a fake zipper across her lips and returns to snapping photos. Would you kindly try the sandwich I've made before you reject it? I'm just not sure about the concept of a hot egg mayo sandwich. I mean, regardless of it being an actual sandwich or not. More saves, more saves. Yeah, that's not a sandwich, dude. I pull my sandwiches closer. No, we're not doing that. Look, these are sandwiches. Mine are also sandwiches. Must we argue semantics and terminology? What you've made is a puff pastry at worst, and a pie at best. And what is a pie by definition? A baked dish of fruit or meat or vegetables, typically with a top and a base of pastry, which is what you made. Can we not then argue the same for sandwiches? Pies and sandwiches are drastically different. As we've reached a stalemate on this, we should resolve it democratically. Lynn, if you would. My sister pops up beside Egan and me. Her fingers fly across her phone. When she finally shows it to us, there are trending polls across various social media sites. She's placed a photo of the food Egan and I made wherever she could. Unfortunately, we can't see the results without voting. As the web needs time to work its magic, you two should get out of here. Enjoy your date. She hands me a neatly packed picnic basket and my head spins. When did she pack our food? Lynn's corralling us towards the front door before I can get my bearings. Off you go, kiddos! Leave the cleanup to us and enjoy yourselves. Oh, wait a second. Go on, get out. Bye-bye. You dare withhold the results of our duel? Yaha, toodaloo. The door slams. I stand outside on the street with Egan. No matter how many times I encounter her, I cannot decode the true demeanour of your sister. Give up on that. You'll be better off. She's always been a whirlwind. I'm embarrassed by Lynn's haphazard matchmaking, yet Egan laughs as if he's having the time of his life. You have a fine family. I imagine you have a surplus of fond memories. If you could call it that. I have, and shall continue to do so. What's with that smitten look? May I finally unravel the mystery of a picnic? Yeah, I'll guide us to the park. The sun is hot enough to fry an egg even on the grass, but we find a spot in the shade. It's one of those days where it's the perfect temperature in the shade, but hot enough to burn in a few minutes in the sun. Egan holds the basket while I set up our picnic. Picnics require blankets. Observed. It's not required, but it certainly makes things comfier. I point to the bottom left corner of the blanket furthest from the tree. Set the basket down over there. We'll use it as a weight for that side of the blanket. What will you weigh down the other three corners? We will. I pat the spot beside me on the blanket. I'm unfamiliar with that gesture. It means come join me. Oh, it's an invitation. He sits on the blanket beside me and leaves about a forearm's worth of space between us. That's close. The wind blows the comforting scent of his shampoo and the faint undertone of coconut in my direction. I hand him an empty plate as I unpack our lunch. Do all picnics require 2 participants? Nope. No, you can picnic alone, it's just uncommon. You can also picnic with more than 2 people. What would you like to eat? Everything you made. He accepts the slice of watermelon I hand him. Before he can take a bite, an alien guard materializes and sprinkles a powder onto his watermelon. Wait! Wait, are they... Is this because he took the wrong impression of us talking about food poisoning? Are they sprinkling his food with like a poison antidote before he eats it? Is that what's going on? Egan holds it flat enough for his guard to coat one side. He then flips it over to the other side. We devour all the watermelon in silence before I portion out the sandwiches. The puff pastries Egan made are noticeably soggier thanks to the steam and condensation from being packed without proper cooling. Yeah, that's a problem with puff pastry. He declines the pastries, but accepts a generous helping of the chicken salad sandwiches I made. His guard interrupts long enough to sprinkle more powder on his food, then vanishes. I really want to know what the powder is! We eat in a mutually enjoyed silence once more. However, there are small interruptions whenever Egan grunts in approval while eating. It's difficult for me not to do the same, considering Egan's take on a sandwich is delicious. Yeah, that's a pastry. Possibly even a pasty. It tastes like how I imagine winning the lottery when you're down on your luck feels. And that's with it being slightly soggy. I can't imagine how mind-blowingly delicious it would have tasted fresh out of the oven. Actually, it's better I didn't try it. It's a simple recipe, yet the way Egan made it is tasty enough to make me stupid with delight. What would it be like to eat food this tasty every day? These are delectable. Likewise. I'm curious about your limitations. What can't you do? Oh, plenty. How about you? Currently, the only thing I can't do is best you. I don't know about that, Chief. This pastry sandwich is one good crunch away from giving me an existential crisis. If we're dueling based on the taste of the food we made, you definitely win. No, the honor of victory is yours. Taste is but one factor. Your natural cooking skills left me mesmerized. I learned to cook to care for my sister. It was the least I could do after she left our hometown with me, and I selfishly wanted better than what we had. Do Earthians consider such a motive selfish? Some people do. Are you still a wanderer? Not anymore. I've planted my roots here in Osa. It's a lovely place. Actually, is it Osa or Osa? Os. What about you? What's Onthon like? It's busy, but it's home. I've never once run out of tasks since the day I was born. Oof! Busy, busy, busy. He's that busy? That's insane. If that's the case, then how often has he actually gone home? You take frequent breaks, right? Take breaks from who? I'm quite solid and I won't be altering my matter anytime soon. Or are you worried about the mothership? I assure you our safety system is top of the line. I laugh, but cover my mouth with my palms since I'm mid-sandwich bite. Not break as in fragile or a safety feature. I meant break as in you take time to rest, eat, and sleep. I don't quite follow. You sleep, right? Only as I must to keep my mind sharp. Sounds like plenty of people I know. And you eat. I do, but it's different from what you're imagining. Ornithonians take tablets as sustenance. The tablets contain all the nutrients we require. Oh, is that what the powder is? Powdered tablets. I'm guessing that's what that powder is? Can you not take in nutrients from what you're eating now? I can, but it's an infinitesimal amount. Egan tugs his mouth open wide enough that I can see inside. He has strange, neat lines along his cheeks with rows of filament lasted inside. Reminds me of fish gills. Because of these, powder is absorbed better. Solids, however, are a challenge. That's fascinating. What happens if food gets stuck in there? Then my tongue becomes my primary removal implement. It's why solids are an enjoyable challenge. Do you lick and prod at it until it comes out? Usually, but there are other tools on the mothership that I may use if necessary. Can I see your tongue? His tongue is far longer than expected. There are sharp points similar to papillae at the tip. To my naked eye, everything else about it seems normal. I'm sure much more would be revealed if I studied it under a microscope. He rolls most of his tongue back into some kind of storage pocket on the bottom of his mouth. When he's done, it's about the size of a normal human tongue. I'm fascinated, but it'd be inappropriate to examine any more of your anatomy during this picnic. Egan laughs. You're more than welcome to do so, if you leave this planet with me. My face heats up. Is he flirting with me? Don't offer again, I don't have enough willpower to say no. When he opens his mouth, I stuff some of his sandwich into it. Tempt me not. Egan's eyes crinkle with deep amusement as he chews. We've barely recovered by the time he swallows. You're quite blasé. I feared my earlier disclosure may scare you. I gasp and tilt back with fake shock. I'm offended that you haven't noticed how much of a freak I am. That is a joke? Sorry, that is a joke. Yes, it's a joke. I'm having a great time with you. You could split your face in three and spit acid and I'd still eat sandwiches like this with you. Splitting one's face and spitting acid is more of a... There are not enough vowels for me to make a good attempt at that one. Is more of a Ziggs trait. Their manners are rather impeccable considering. What? Enough! You're only making me more curious. He leans closer as I cackle. His eyes glint with mirth. If I'm back in your good graces, I'd like to do that thing we did earlier. What thing? That thing with our hands. Ah! He wants to handhold. You'll have to be more specific. He takes my hand in his. This. Right, I held his hand when I guided him to the kitchen. Oh, no? It's okay, but we still have to eat the moose. I'll be your left hand temporarily if you'll be my right. That way I don't have to let go. If you do that, I'm going to get moose all over you. A trivial burden for the honour of your skinship. He helps me uncap the moose and we take turns scooping heaping spoonfuls into each other's mouths. His guards don't interrupt at all, although I expected to see them every other spoonful. It's an incredibly enjoyable day, and we stick around in the park chatting until the sun sinks and the soft orange glow of sunset illuminates us. It's well after 9 p.m. when Egan escorts me home. Only when I'm safely on the front step does he release my hand. I pivot and clasp our picnic basket in both palms. Kalla, today was a pleasure. Thank you. You're welcome. I had a good time too. There's a lull in our conversation. I understand I'll see you tomorrow, yet the disappointment of parting exists all the same. It's the same for me. Egan clasps his hands behind him. I kick a stone off our front step. The hum of a spaceship above us fills the silence. It's surreal. Don't I have to come up to the ship for that evaluation? You're right. He covers his face, then snaps to attention. How could I have forgotten something so crucial? Probably because you relaxed for the first time in your life? Is that what relaxing does? It makes you forgetful? Being overly tense is the same thing, so I don't know what to tell you. We don't yet have the results of our cooking competition either. I'll check in with Lynn to see where we're at with that. Let me brush my teeth, change my clothes, and then I'll come up to the ship for my evaluation. I shall eagerly await your arrival. To more than anticipate it, it's a race. Egan jolts. Wait, it's a duel? I rush inside, making the best use of my head start. I return outside in 9 minutes. Ooh, 9 minutes is pretty good on brushing teeth and getting changed. 2 familiar guards await my arrival. Handsome alien A and B, it's good to see you. Every time we see you, you are stranger, Earthian. And every time I see you two, you're more mature than the last time. Take me up to the ship, please. I'm beamed inside the familiar purple and blue room, but I don't see Egan. Egan, are you here? You must be the infamous contract violator I keep hearing about. A deep, velvety voice I've never heard before addresses me from the gloom. The alien it belongs to steps into the light, and I hold my breath seeing him. He is nothing like Egan, Handel, or any of the other aliens I've met. He looks like I expected a planet-conquering alien to be, with his broad muscular build, scars, and overbearing countenance. Egan's the same height as me. Handel is shorter than me. But this alien is so tall that I feel like an ant gazing up at the breadth of an oak tree. The way they spoke about you, I thought you'd be taller, as well as less... His crimson eyes flick over me. Friend-shaped. Wow, rude? Thank you, and you are... We won't be relevant to each other following this conversation, so there's no need for formal introductions. That's offensive. Egan and I are getting along great. Seems you haven't considered that may be the primary reason why we won't be relevant to one another. I offended you somehow by coming here? Everything offends Nabo, contract violator. Feel free to ignore him. He's such a hulking bulk of muscle that I doubt that's possible. Hi, Andal. Good evening. The space door to my left opens and Egan rushes out. His PJs are adorable. But why is he suddenly wearing glasses? Actually, everyone on this ship is, except Andel, whose glasses are on his head. Also, seeing Andel beside Egan and Nabo, it registers just how short Andel is. Maybe he's got that rancid attitude to make himself seem bigger. Blast! I thought I made it! Andel lifts his stack of papers. It obscures his lips like a fan would for a stereotypical noble lady. She beat you, although you were on board this ship. You're the most disappointing specimen I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. Hey, that's harsh! Harsh is the only language Andel speaks. Fortunately, he only speaks it to Egan. But Egan's lovely. He's thousands of times better than any politicians we've had in the last several decades. I mean, I don't think that takes much. Oh my. Fortunately, you're young, Erthian. There's time yet for you to develop an accounting for taste. Wow! His remarks cut straight to the heart, huh? Andel, you may be as rude to me as you wish, but be courteous to our guest. Better yet, shall we proceed with the evaluation? I feel my lifespan decreasing with each second I'm in your proximity, glorified crown-wearing urchin that you are. My apologies for Andel once again, Kalla. Let us score today so you may be on your way. A screen rises up from the floor before Egan, and a platform beneath my feet raises me above the others. Egan taps a few buttons on his watch and a digital screen forms before me. The amendment score for day 1 of 3 is... The numbers jump around before my eyes, scrolling impossibly fast as though I tugged a lever on a gambling machine. The end shows a 0. The second column is another 0. And number 1 falls into the final spot. Hey, full marks. My score is 100? Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. 100 is rather generous. I thought you'd give her 10 at most. I lucked out getting chosen by Egan. I've been here all of 10 minutes and his crewmates are unbearable. Congratulations, Erthian. You've survived the first day. Why do you phrase it like that? Because you may be vaporized any day you fail horribly enough. Hey, that wasn't in the terms and conditions! What? You can't do that? But I can. It was in one of the clauses on the document you signed. Damn it! Once again, read everything you sign thoroughly. Oh, you horrible little... Unfortunately, I don't have the pleasure of subjecting Egan to that today. Shame, really. There's something seriously wrong with Andel for him to say that with a smile. You're free to leave. We'll see you tomorrow evening for the evaluation. Andel gestures behind me and the space door opens. I get chills remembering how fast it collapsed into a ramp, so I don't step on it just yet. I notice the crinkling of Andel's eyes. The contract violator learns. What a feat. I can't say the same about the overgrown algae we call Prince. I have a name, you know. Does the half-wit address you by it? Well, yes? Then it's irrelevant to me. Good evening to you. And Dell! He stalks away without a single glance backward. Wow! What a piece of work. Ignore him. I'll escort you back home. I suck in a deep breath when Egan and I are back on my front porch. He pulls up his glasses and places them on his watch. The instrument absorbs it in a puff of particles. Why the glasses, by the way? It's an Andel measure. After a certain time of night, he refuses to perceive anyone without spectacles. What? I now have a deep understanding of how you've been single for so long. Meaning? Nebo and Andel are rude enough to scare most people off. Does that mean I cannot enjoy your company tomorrow? No, I'll come over. Ah, well, I suppose you must for the sake of your planet. Even if the Earth wasn't at stake, I'd come check on you. I meant what I said. It's been a while since I've had that much fun. Then I'll look forward to our competitions tomorrow. Enjoy your rest. You too. I slip inside and collide with Lynn. Ouch! Hey! What were you doing so close to the door? Eavesdropping? You two had such a good mood going on until you visited that spaceship. Speaking of, what's it like inside? I waved like a madwoman while you were gone, but no one beamed me up. You don't want to go up there. Egan's the only nice one. Oh, don't be so hard on them. They probably woke up on the wrong side of the bed or stepped in some water after donning fresh socks. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that second one's a problem. First, none of them wear socks, and second, that's so alarmingly specific. Actually, I'm far too tired to go into it with you now. Forget it. Chin up. They probably need time to warm up to you. The aliens who helped me clean up were kinder than I thought. Sorry, the aliens who helped me clean up were kinder than I thought. Speaking of... Lynn sticks out her tongue. It's a gradient from purple to navy, and hundreds of white spots speckle her tongue like the night sky. Don't eat Cosmoroni. My tongue's been like this since you left. No amount of scrubbing has changed that. Got it. The process of making it melted all our good bakeware too. It what? Who's going to replace that? Don't have a heart attack, I've already replaced it. Can we chat about something that matters now? How was your date with Egan? Oh no, we are not getting into that. I still have 2 days left. I am heading to bed. No, party pooper. Wet blanket, stick in the mud. Grumpy umpkins. I walk away and head upstairs. She seems fine. Yeah, her tongue looks like the night sky, but other than that... Please, sis, you have to tell me. I've been dying to know. I figured you'd be too busy flaunting on social media to wonder. Am I so heartless in your mind? I was super worried when they took you away this morning. But I figured things went well since the sky didn't go all weird. Thank you for your vote of confidence. If you really hate Egan, I'll figure something out so you never have to see him again. That won't be necessary. He's a bit clumsy, but he's... cute, hilarious, okay. This feels like a save. Honestly, cute. He's cute, both in personality and looks. My sister gasps, then squeals and throws her hands up and does a happy dance. Yes! Oh my god, yes! That's amazing news! You two are uber duper cute together! Remember when I told you he was a cute alien and you were all, ugh, a face? Yeah, I remember. Yet here we are now. My cranky sister found someone she likes. Like is a stretch, and hey, I'm not cranky. I'm practical. Which is totally why you carry a sewing kit, a massive water bottle, and a multi-tool everywhere, right? That seems reasonable, then. I mean, technically I only carry one of those with me everywhere. Actually, and it's not massive. Just a regular-sized water bottle. And you were thankful for it every time we needed any of them, as I recall. Lynn tosses herself onto my bed and scoots over. I'm really happy for you, you know? I was super afraid this wouldn't work out. You were superbly pissed waiting in that cafe. I thought I'd all but ensured you'd grow old with 100 cats. I mean, I still might want 100 cats. More saves coming. I still want 100 cats. Well, if you still want them, I'll support you. Oh, preferably I'd support you about a block or two over to spare myself the smell. Are you done taking up my bed? Nah, I think I can spread out a little longer. Treat me as part of this mattress. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do if someone said that. I plop my pillow onto my sister's face and flop onto her. Her scream is muffled thanks to all of the crushing. You brute! I ease up and she stands. Hey, she told me to treat her like the mattress. Lynn? What's up? It was chaos at first, and there's still potential for it to become that way again. Yeesh, if you're gonna praise me, leave off all that other stuff, won't you? Yes, thank you. It wasn't so bad to get out of the house and spend time with someone else for once. She taps her phone and wipes an imaginary tear away from her eye. Recording. Yes, thank you. It wasn't so bad to get out of the house and spend time with someone else for once. Her voice spews out of her device. Perfect. I'll play this anytime you're in one of those I'm right about this moods. Hey, delete that! I lunge for her, but she dodges. Absolutely not. I worked hard for this. I'll play this at your celebration of life. Lynn! That is a very siblingy sibling. My morning starts off easy and without any interruptions. I sleep in for an hour, take a long shower, then browse the internet for a good while. My peace shatters when I step into a kitchen full of guests I didn't know we'd be having. Andel's seated at our dining table, finishing the last of a plated breakfast. Nevo's across from him, scrolling a digital screen from his wristwatch. Oh, and his feet are on my table. Well, you certainly know how to take your time. It's a skill our half-wit could stand to learn. Excuse me, Nabo, your feet? Lynn and I eat there. Move them yourself if it bothers you. Don't mind me, I will. He keeps scrolling, so I storm over and tug them off the table. Or try to. My hand phases through him and his pixels distort before his visage solidifies again. Don't worry about him, he's actually on the mothership. Nabo gives me a hand wave as if to say, see, no harm done. That's entirely not the point. Yeah, apparently they decided they want to spend more time. I don't care if your feet are real or not. Get them off my table. Actually, who let you two into our home? I did. I made breakfast for everyone because Egan said it'd be nice for all of us to formally meet. Lynn gestures to the empty dishes before her. But Andel ate it all. You ate like 5 people's breakfast, Andel? And we appreciate your gracious hospitality. How could you eat all the breakfast? The courteous thing to do is to have a little and leave enough for everyone else. Eating is the privilege of the victorious. I can't possibly think this is acceptable. I need to do something. Older sister energy? Absolutely. My house. Oh, I've had it. I don't know where these two learn their manners, but it won't matter in a moment. Lynn, did Egan mention how long he'll be away for? He didn't, but he left because he said there was something he needed to grab. Then watch the front door, please. I need to have a chat with these two. My sister swallows as I ease off my house flip-flops. Oh, they are getting hit around the head. Well, one of them is. She bails as if she can't get away fast enough. I wonder how you've treated your sister for her to run like that. You need not be curious long, you're about to find out. Though she's never been the recipient of it, as she knows better the moment she feels my aura. Contract violator, why are you approaching me? You... My morning is lovely, bright and sunny, and it hasn't had any interruptions. I slept in like a baby, took a long shower, and browsed the internet for at least an hour. I'm currently relaxing in the kitchen, while the ever-so-kind Nabo and Andel treat Lynn and I to breakfast. The welcoming sizzle and scent of cooking eggs, bacon and sausages, accompanied by fresh toast, is amazing. You two are so nice, right, Lynn? My sister, who's sweating profusely beside me, nods. I can't wait till Egan arrives and sees how wonderful you two are to us. Nabo, I like my eggs over easy. He obediently adjusts the heat. Well, apparently he he felt it regardless of physically being here or not. My sister also takes 3 spoonfuls of sugar in her coffee, Andel. Isn't that right? It is. Andel sets Lynn's coffee down gently before her, after adding the instructed amount of sugar. He has suffered. She sucks air in through her teeth upon seeing Andel's swollen face, but quickly coughs to hide it. He delivers my coffee next, and I take a relaxing, deep sip of it. There's no morning better than this. Nevo sets a plate of food before Lynn and me. Kalla, I heard you're awake. Egan cheerfully enters through the kitchen door. He plops into the unoccupied seat beside me. My heart does a little flip seeing him. I'm so happy to see you, His eyes widen when he sees Nevo and Andel. You two... what happened? What Exogoth attacked you? Go get treated on the mothership. Andel and Nevo share a look before staring out the window. If they out me to Egan, they're in for another world of pain. We angered a force we shouldn't have. Thankfully, my polite smile is enough warning for them. What cosmic force was that? Does it matter? We lost a duel to them. It matters! I must bet this formidable opponent neither of you could overcome for the pride of Ornthon. Andel sighs deeply. Then we've already lost. Huh? What do you mean? He studies his comrades, then his eyes fall on me. I swallow. Did he put two and two together? I'd rather not apologise, considering how Nevo and Andel acted in my home. But Earth is on the line. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so rash. Before I catch the emotion in Egan's eyes, he closes them. Well, I hope you two learned a valuable lesson. It's healthy to be humbled whenever you drift too close to a solar flare. We'll consider the lesson masterfully learned, right? Right? Right. Although Egan smiles, both Nevo and Andel tense. Their combined unease is an additional physical presence crowding the room. It leaves me curious about how exactly Egan leads his fleet. Please do enjoy your breakfast, Lynn. You too, beloved Kalla. I think beating up Nevo and Andel has unintentionally made Egan more into me. Yeah, he's sparkling. Look at his little sparkles. I clear my throat, determined to move on. I will enjoy breakfast, but what about you? Have you eaten? He loses all interest in his comrades as he focuses on me. I had a tablet, but I thought it would be enjoyable to consume solids alongside you this morning. You don't have to. Perhaps not, but sustenance tastes better in your company. Lynn's practically feral from glee at Egan's obvious flirtation. His gaze rests upon the various empty platters on the table. Unfortunately, it seems I dilly-dallied too long. The food's been consumed. You can have some of my breakfast if you'd like. I wouldn't dare. We have a whole day together. I wouldn't want you to be hungry. You're curious as to what happened to us down Ending 1. Well, I guess our planet got subjugated and assimilated. But yes, who knows what happened to us personally. A tablet shall suffice. My hunger isn't like your hunger. I guess that's okay, but I'm still worried. Oh no, you're gonna eat something, mate. Can you please eat a little more? I'll be worried otherwise. I hand him a slice of toast and top it with condiments, sprouts, tomatoes, and one of my fried eggs. Why is there sprouts here? I mean, maybe it's a different kind of sprouts. Then I remember how he said solids are a challenge for him. Yet he's eating. Navo sets a plate before him in what I assume is a discreet offer to abandon the food if he needs to, but Egan finishes the entire slice. It's not quite the breakfast with you that I imagined, but I'm glad to be in your company. Additionally, have I assuaged your concerns? Partially. Nobody stopped by and applied powder on your food. I have already taken a tablet. It'd be gluttony to partake of another. Guess I worried for nothing. To an extent, but it was enjoyable. You're one of the few people I've had the pleasure of being fretted over by. Is that something you should enjoy? Perhaps not, but I shall, since it means you care. If I hadn't met Andel and Nabo, I'd wonder if everyone on Ormthon is as blunt as Egan. While we have everyone here, I'd like to offer proper introductions. We haven't yet had the pleasure. Egan gestures to Andel and Nabo. These two are the chief Ormthonians who accompany me throughout my travels and conquests. Andel is my faction's esteemed researcher. He represents Ormthonian nationalism and is in charge of the seamless integration of the planets we seize into Ormthonian culture. No wonder he's so unbearable. That's a position of insane authority, and I'm sure he's made plenty of ruthless decisions for the sake of seamless integration. It's his job not to care about anything other than Ormthon. But if that's the case, why does he dislike Egan so much? Shouldn't they get along swimmingly since Egan is constantly securing planets for Ormthon? Beside him is Nabo. He's my faction's strategist and is in charge of the general welfare of the Ormthonians. He's my oldest friend, and his mother was my mother's sworn aegis. Should either of them fall in battle, they'll fulfill the motherly obligations of the fallen. Ah, I see. I was going to ask what that meant, but I guess he explained it. So, you two are brothers if one of your mothers passes? In Earthian terms, yes. However, there are vastly more obligations following that. Sounds like Ormthonian families get about as complicated as anywhere else. That said, Nabo was hostile to me too. I hope he isn't Egan's aegis. You mentioned factions. Does that mean you aren't yet the ruler of Ormthon? That title belongs to my father. He instructed all of his kin to explore the vastness of space and prove that any one of us deserves his title. I assumed the seat was already yours based on the way you talk. Egan twists his watch around on his arm. Speaking as such is a habit of mine. A deplorable one, I may add. I glance at Andel and he clams up. But you two obviously support him, otherwise why would you travel together? You're correct about that, Earthian. Andel glares. Leave me out of your assumptions. I'm part of this expedition solely so that neither of them perish. A service I'm being vastly underappreciated for, considering neither of them can tell gulf powder from snape root. You're still burning up over that? Both are a white talc powder. They're the same to me. I can kill someone with both. No, you cretins! One is highly volatile, the other is a poison. There's nothing similar about them. Nabo examines his hands. Ends and means. Death is the same regardless of the specification. You could pretend to care about my contribution. Egan smiles at Andal. Well, I appreciate it. The mothership wouldn't be running without you. The fact you mean that is yet another reason I can't stand you. You've never once tried to do everything yourself, unlike your siblings. But based on what Egan told me during our picnic yesterday, he's the most hard-working guy I've ever met. I've absorbed everything you've told me, Andal. I'll know which is right when it's actually important, since our many arguments will come to mind. This conversation no longer deserves my input. Enough. Egan's eerily lucky. We've seen evidence of that time and again traveling with him. May I ask how many other people you're fighting for the throne? 67, if you include all my half-siblings, in-laws, cousins, nieces, and nephews. That's a big family. Lynn chokes on her coffee. Handel prints a handkerchief from his watch and passes it to her. I don't know whether it's a gesture from the heart or a consequence of the flip-flop I struck him with earlier, but I appreciate it. That's so many people! It is. And each competitor has their own fleet with which they're conquering planets while we're bound to this one. Perhaps that's why Nabo dislikes me? To him, I must be the obstacle that's keeping Egan from conquering other planets. Then we ought to finish our business as soon as possible so you don't fall behind, huh? Me? Fall behind where? She means your planet's seizure count will fall behind your rivals while you frolic on this planet. Egan taps on his watch with a scoff. A digital screen with numbers and a ranking appears before us. The number next to Egan's name spins so rapidly I can't pass the number of planets he's successfully conquered. What I do understand is that his number is over 9 zeros long, and it's still rapidly increasing. Is that going up? But you're here with us. Of course it is. I've taught them very well. Oh, his fleet is off doing it without him. He laughs in a friendly way, but I can't shake the feeling that I haven't adequately assessed his character. I'd assumed Egan stumbled into success, but based on what I'm hearing, he is competent. Part of me wonders if his friendliness, or at least his facade of it, has played an invaluable part in his success as a planet conqueror. He changes the screen with a tap. His image at the top gleams and sparkles, while everyone below him is greyed out. My family may be competing, but they first need a fraction of the skills I have to be considered a rival. Now you know another reason why I hate him. How can this empty-headed heathen be winning by such a margin? If my fleet couldn't do anything without me, then I'd have to destroy them. Nabo, why? Worried about Egan exactly? He shrugs. Hares and turtles. He's not our ruler yet. The nameplate beneath Egan's amazing score reads Grivax. They have a modest 5 planets. 5 versus over 1 billion. That's all? Just 5? Yes, Grivy secured those 5 planets after 30 years of battling a platoon I was training. Her squad was such fine practice for mine that I withdrew on the 31st year. Is that the only reason she has those planets? Yes, it wouldn't do to crush her spirit. She's still growing. Dare I ask what comes after her growth? How thoroughly is he planning to crush her once she comes of age? Wait, how old is Grivax? Egan talks about her like she's a child, although they fought for 30 years? I don't know what face I made, but Andel's staring. See, he's creepy. His ability to delegate is uncanny. I mean, admittedly, years where? Because different planets have different lengths of such things. It could be that those 5 planets have, like, really short years. Or yeah, the Dorthon has a very short year as well. Everyone has their place. All I've done is assign them according to their own ambitions. Creepy, overgrown algae. Lynn taps my shoulder and points at my car. No, ear, sorry. Points at my ear. There we go. I lean over. What is it? You should reconsider marrying Egan. Go to the courthouse today. You can't waste any more time. That's your advice after what you just heard? Think about this. Even if you only get half of those planets when you split up, we are not space travelers. Not with that attitude. I'll launch you into space if you keep it up. I believe that concludes introductions on my side. Lynn, would you kindly introduce yourself to my companions? I'd love to, but there's not much to say. My name's Lynn Reeves, age 28. I started a degree in broadcasting, swapped to computer science, then dropped out for personal reasons. Kalla is my sister. We've lived together since she was old enough to leave home, and I tagged along. She works incredibly hard, so I try to make her life easier when I can. A noble endeavor. Lynn, do you really feel like that? No further comments. I hope all of you will treat my sister well. It would be my honor to do so. Thanks, brother-in-law. Lynn! If we're done playing house, I'm headed back to the ship. I'll join you after I finish these dishes. Andel crosses to the sink and begins washing our dishes. It's quite something, what the fabled slipper can do to someone who's never felt it before. Never, can I join you? I really want to see the ship. You may. But if you attempt to film it, our electromagnetic shield will reduce your cellular device to ashes. Wowie, that's a security measure. I promise not to film, so please let me tag along. Follow me if you want, but I won't be responsible for sending you home. That's okay, since my house is below yours. Bye, sis. I glance at the clock following their departure. It's already 1 PM. Where did the time go? I guess that was brunch rather than breakfast, huh? What are today's plans? It's already so late that we'll have to keep it simple. Since we walked around yesterday, let's stay in today. Ah, home date. While your abode is beautiful, there is limited room here for competitions. Do we have a games console? Must we compete today? I figured we could relax. Competitions are integral to my people. If need be, I could make that my victor's demand. I had 4 of those banked with you after yesterday. That number may be higher. We don't have the results of yesterday's cook-off. I place my hand over Egan's and he pauses. Don't think about that. While I understand duels are important to you, not dueling every day is important to me. Our competitions yesterday were my attempts at understanding you. Could you do the same for me today? He seems nervous, but after meeting my gaze for a moment, he nods. He flips his palm over, gently squeezes my hand, and then releases it. I'm uncertain what relaxing entails, but I shall try it. I promise it'll be as fun as dueling. I'm wary. Following yesterday's forgetfulness, I'm certain I should avoid this relaxing activity. But I want to relax with you. We did that on the sofa yesterday, didn't we? We did, but I want it to work this time, so try not to think about me. I will fail. You can try again as many times as you like. I do not wish to try that, so I'll accept my defeat in advance. Do you want to think about me that much? He blushes, yet holds my gaze. If the answer is not apparent, then yes, I do. I meant it when I shared that I'm enthralled by you. My face heats up. I can't look away from him. Have you heard of moderation? I don't know what to say when you're so honest. Am I troubling you? No? Yes? Well, kinda, but also no. I have conflicting feelings about all the flattery. But I am sincere. Is there a specific way you'd like me to prove that to you? Perhaps it's indelicate, but please tell me what you like. My hope is that I'll grow closer to you if I show you that first. Well, I like that he's honest, and that, despite this crazy situation, I feel at ease around him. But in the same vein, how can he like me so much when he hasn't seen many of my bad sides? You haven't seen any of the bad parts of my personality? Then I invite you to show them to me. I've been exceptionally clumsy around you, though I've never considered myself such. It's not something I can show you on command. He inclines his head. Then it's my honor to get to know you today as well. Who says it like that, you dork? As you left, I take that to mean you find me endearing instead of contemptibly socially inept. Humor is good. Observed. I feel like I'm being studied. Observed. He looks incredibly bemused after I mimic him. The longer I stare at Egan, the more I shall be on my way. Whoops! Whoops, Sandel was still here. I completely forgot Andel was here. Egan must have too. No need to announce your departure. As a guest, it's impolite to leave without informing one's host. Good day, Kalla. I shall see you at this evening's evaluation. Now that the mood's returned to normal, I should get down to what we're doing. Since there are no duels, I need to do whatever I can to ensure we have another good date. Regarding the cook-off yesterday, Lynn posted everything on the internet, so it'll take some time for them to decide. Until became what we wanted to become ourselves in the news crowd. Yep, invisible. Shouldn't we check what the current tally is? And see all the discourse? Nah, let's wait for the final result. Discourse? As in social familiarity? No, that definition is obsolete here. Today people use it for discussions online, typically ones that get out of hand. Or, that doesn't quite work as a definition either. Why are we wasting precious time trying to explain the internet to an alien? Regardless of the definition, it's something you want to stay out of. Observed. How shall we do this relaxing today? What do you usually do? Of the things I do to relax, there are only a few that come to mind that are fun to do with another person. Usually I just... Ooh. Watch something seems a good option. However, I have just spotted the time. We're gonna save on that choice and pick this back up later. Where's the fish doorbell option? I assume that's in watch something. Yes, we'll finish this at a later point. That may or may not be Sunday. I basically just have Sunday penned in for, well, mostly demos that I don't finish. So those are priority. We'll see. I'm enjoying this a lot. So yeah. Anyway. Thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. Sunday is the first multi-game in one stream day. I might just set up different streams. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, if you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule for the channel goes up both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the post tab of the channel. I'm pretty sure I did it. We're going to double check. Because I had sudden horrible thought that I didn't. Okay, I did. The next scheduled stream is tomorrow, 7 PM, for the demo of Fate's Masquerade, which is apparently quite long. So we'll see how far we get into that. So I hope to see you there, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming, and this is Kalla signing out. See ya! Bye-bye!